I'm going to talk about something just a little different from my usual. And I'm going to talk about HRT, and I promise you it does relate to digestive health. Um, there's some influencers on here, some of them quite popular. One of them who I used to know personally, and her whole thing right now is about, just age naturally and, get into the crone phase of life and all this Botox is evil and HRT is bad and she's really kind of judgmental about it, but she's got a huge following. But I have to push back on that a bit. There are some women with the COMT gene, genetic markers, certain markers on that, who may be homozygous positive when you do a genetic test, and they are actually not going to feel menopause and perimenopause the same way that somebody who does not have those markers is going to feel. And so you cannot compare. They're not going to have the vaginal thinning. They're not going to have the brain fog. They're not going to get the hot flashes. They're just going to be like, I feel fine, and why are you on that synthetic stuff or natural stuff or whatever it is? But the majority of women are going to feel pretty bad as they're going through perimenopause and menopause. They're going to get the vaginal thinning. They're going to get the brain fog. They're going to start losing muscle mass. They'll start gaining weight, abdominal fat. They'll start being more insulin sensitive. So from a longevity perspective, if you don't have the high risk factors for breast cancer or any female reproductive cancers or any of those things that would contraindicate HRT, then they are if they don't have, then they will benefit from HRT. And there was a study about 23 years ago that really got the Women's Health Initiative that was really down on HRT. And a lot of women older than me did not go on it. And now they've got all kinds of osteoporosis and brain fog and all kinds of health problems. They'd be in their 70s now, since I'm in my 60s. Now, I'm all for aging naturally. Note the silver hair that I stopped dyeing during the pandemic, and that's fine. But HRT will help you stay healthy if you don't have any of those contraindications about it. And as it relates to gut health, HRT will also help with motility, because as things dry out in your vaginal area, and your skin, your gut also starts drying out, and women tend to be more constipated, or they set themselves up more for SIBO and bacterial and fungal overgrowth. And that, as you all know, can be a big problem. So just a little plug here. There's a pushback against HRT with influencers. I'm going to be here to say that for some women, it's almost critical for them to have a quality of life after a certain age. So that's my little plug about it.